Hi everybody, so today we're looking at the Samsung Crystal UHD 8 Series TU8000 Smart TV. Now this is a step up from the TU7000 in the affordable 4K series of televisions. Now this comes packed with a pretty lot of cool features that make it, one step above the 7000, and we're going to go into those features shortly. So this is the 50-inch version, and just by looking at this, just the picture on here alone is one thing that stands out automatically to me, and that the bezels, especially on these three sides, are ultra thin to the point where you can virtually not see them anymore. So that's a good sign on this TU8000. Anyway, so let's take a look at the box. Let me set up the feet and get her on this table, and let's go a little bit more deeper into the TU8000. Okay, so here are the contents of the box. So here we have our quick setup guide, user manual. We have some sales material talking about their sound bar that you can get as an accessory. Looks pretty sleek. Actually, I think I'm going to do a review of that sound bar shortly, so stay tuned for that. Warranty information, power cord. We have cable management, a set of batteries that they give you to use with your remote. I always recommend not using them because they leak. They're cheap batteries. Just use buy a couple of alkalines like Duracell or Energizer, or just buy a couple of rechargeable batteries. They're much better and last longer. And here we have the quick install feet. These feet now use a technology which does not require the use of screws or a screwdriver. Right? They easily install, and if you want to disassemble them, they come out very easily as well. And I will show you that shortly. Now, what I'm very excited to show you is that the remote has completely changed now. This is their new type remote, and we're going to look at that in a bit more detail shortly as well. Now, Samsung has finally upgraded their remote control. So no, this is not the remote for the TU8000. It actually has evolved from this familiar looking remote, which you find on older models, to this slimmer, sleeker model with less buttons on it. It seems like there's a touch control up there in the middle, but this is what it looks like now. The remote obviously needs two AA batteries to work, and the first thing you're going to ask yourself is, well, where is the door for me to open so that I can put my batteries in? In other words, where is the battery compartment? There's nothing at the bottom. I don't see anything on the sides, and the top is your standard IR interface, right? Infrared. So it took me a while, like about 30 seconds or so, but I kind of finally figured it out. So there's an arrow here, so this whole thing actually slides off. So if you just slide it like that, then as you can see, the whole thing just moves, and then you just pull it out. It takes a little getting used to, but as you can see, the whole door just comes off like that, and you can see the battery compartment. And as you can see, when you put it back together, so let's put the batteries in. So the battery's going like that. Then you just slide it like that, clips in place, and you have your remote ready to use. Okay, so let's look at our smart remote buttons closely here. So that one is self-explanatory. That's the on-off button, right? Turns on and off your TV. Now, right here, this button right here with the 1, 2, 3 on it and the different colors, that's your color number button. So each time you press that button, the colored button window and the virtual numeric pad are displayed alternatively, right? Now you can use the color buttons to access additional options specific to the feature you're using. And when pressed, a number strip appears at the bottom of the screen, and there you can then select your numbers and select your TV channel, right? And you can use this not just to change your channel, but if you're entering a PIN number or entering your zip code, all that, anything that requires numeric inputs, you use that button for. Okay. Now here we have a little button with a microphone on it, and there's a little hole above it, which is your microphone. That's your Bixby function. So this runs Bixby. So if you press and hold that button and you say a command and then release the button, then Bixby will do what you ask. Obviously, it doesn't make coffee yet, but you get the gist. And of course, when you press the Bixby button there, the Explore Now menu appears at the bottom of the screen, right? So that's pretty much your Bixby function. So of course, the little hole above it is your microphone, right? So just to let you know. Now, this button right here, it looks like a little picture with some trees on it or something like that. That's your ambient mode button. So in TV mode, you press this button to enter ambient mode. And if you press the button when the TV is completely turned off, the TV will turn on in ambient mode. And we will talk about ambient mode a little bit more later in this video. But just know that for now, okay? Now, my favorite part of this remote is this little circular thing here. It's like a click wheel. It doesn't move, and then there's a button in the middle. So the button in the middle, that's your select key. You press that, and it will select or run whatever highlighted item you have on the screen when you're in the menu. In the menu mode, it will actually run that selected item. And while you're watching content, if you press that button in the center, that select button, you will find, detailed program information will come up on that channel, right? Now, this wheel that surrounds it, it doesn't actually move. It's like a touch sensitive circle, and that's exactly what it is. And that, my friends, is your directional pad. Yes, up, down, left, and right. So use that to navigate the TV menu. Now, I thought for some reason it was touch sensitive, but they say it's just a directional pad. So we will test that when we actually turn the TV on. But you hear that clicking sound? It actually does press, right? But I'd be curious to know if this click wheel actually is touch sensitive. But anyway, actually just know that for now, it's your directional pad, right? Up, down, left, and right. So this button here, it's self-explanatory. We see this on most smartphones and tablets. That's your return button. So that will return you to your previous menu. And if you press it for a second or more, the running function is terminated, whatever you're doing at the time. And then when pressed while you're watching the program, we'll just take you to the previous channel, right? So it's like your back button. Now this button in the middle that has a home on it, that's self-explanatory, right? Yep, that's returns you to your home screen, and it's called the Smart Hub button. And then obviously to the top right hand corner, that's your play pause button. Of course that controls your media, your playback controls. And my favorite buttons are along the bottom, and they are self-explanatory. That's your Netflix button. In the middle you have your Prime Video, and then on the far right you have your Samsung TV Plus button. There you go. Those are the cool apps that are embedded in the TV that you can control from your remote control. And obviously when it comes to apps, because this is a smart TV, there are a gazillion more apps on the TV itself, but these are just the hot buttons for the key ones, right? Because yes, everybody watches Netflix and Amazon Prime Video, right? So it's all good. Anyway, so that's just an overview of the remote. So I guess we should turn the TV on now. Yeah, I think it's about time. Let's get into the actual TV itself. Now, before installing the feet on these TVs, I would always recommend, and I do recommend, that you put the TV on a surface which is larger than the TV itself. Now, this TV is a little bit larger than the tabletop that I have here, so I'm actually risking it, but I would strongly recommend having a table that has a larger surface than the TV. So before I install the feet, what I want to show you is that if I just lift this up a bit, you see these two white strips on the other side of the TV at the bottom? They come with the TV and they're screen protectors. Keep them on, because then you can easily rest your TV screen flat on the surface like this and not have to worry about your screen being scratched, right? Of course, when you've installed the TV, you can take those white strips off. I recommend, if you're keeping the packaging, keep those white strips, because if you're going to move or something, you can put those strips back on the sides of the screen just to protect it, right? When installing the feet and stuff like that. Now, as I mentioned earlier, these are quick install feet. They don't require any screws or any screwdriver. Here they are. All you have to do is make sure that you match the letters. Obviously, this one says L for left. So I'm going to take the foot that has the L on it for left. That's this one. And all I'm going to do is make sure that this little bump here, does that. That's facing upwards. And I'm just going to put it in here. And you hear that click? That's it. It's in place. It's as simple as that. Now, in case you're wondering, how do I take these out? Do I require any special tools? Nope. All you do is just put your TV in this position, hold the TV down with one hand, and pull it right out. It's as simple as that, right? That's the left foot. And just put the right one in as well. that's it. The feet are installed. Now, one thing I forgot, well, so these TVs now are getting lighter and lighter. This TV weighs, with the feet, about 11.6 kilograms, right? Which is pretty light. You know, that's roughly 30 pounds or so? Pretty light. But anyway, there you go. So looking at the ports at the back of this TV, here we have our LAN port, RJ45 port. I mean, I hardly use this, but if you wanted to connect this to a wired LAN or local area network in your home, that's the port. But this comes in with built-in Wi-Fi, so you're good, right? You can connect to your home internet system via your Wi-Fi and you're good to go. Here we have our composite AV, so that's your sound, your stereo sound and your video for your composite. This is good if you're connecting to like legacy devices like VCRs or older game consoles or home entertainment systems, but they still exist, so these are really good for that. Here we have one digital audio out, which is an optical port, and that's good for connecting to your surround sound system. So looking along the side here, starting from the bottom, we have our antenna in. We have HDMI 1, HDMI 2, which is also the EARC port. So we have a total of 3 HDMI ports, right? 2 here and 1 here. And then these are 2 USB ports. Now these little plastic thingies here are Samsung's idea of cable management, and they may look a little flimsy, but they actually are quite effective. They actually connect here. So if you look at these feet, you might not see it too well, but there are these little dimples. There's 2 sets, and they're designed to like hold your cable manager in place so it doesn't slide up and down, right? So one goes on either side, the other one goes here, and you can either put it there or you can put it here, right? Your choice. And if you want, you can put all 2 cable managers on one side as well, if you have all the cables coming through one side, or you can have one on either side, which is my personal preference. There you go. Now to show you how this cable management works, I'm going to use this power cable, for example. Put that in there. And then these grooves here, they're not part of the decoration. I mean, they do look nice, but they actually serve a purpose, and they're your cable raceways. You can actually put the cable in here like this, as you can see. And then when I get above one of my feet here, I can just have the cable come down, take the clip off, have the cable inside the clip, clip it down, and here you have neat cable management. So obviously when this TV is standing up, you know, this cable is going along the foot here, and if I want more stability, I'll just use the second one. I can put it here. Alright, so you have more of a stable cable management raceway, and the cable just disappears behind the feet like this, and then it plugs into the wall. Right, so that's how the cable management works, and it's pretty neat. Pretty neat feature from Samsung. Alright, so here we have the startup screen. Pretty simple, straightforward. Set up my language, and as you can see, they show you how to use your nice new smart remote. So up and down buttons are used to change the language. Right, and I am correct. It's not a touch type remote. It's actually just buttons. So I can just press up and down like this to navigate the screen, right? So you can download and run the latest SmartThings app on your mobile phone, right? So I will do that shortly. Anyway, let's keep going. And it has detected that I have my PlayStation 4 connected in HDMI 3. So I'm going to turn on that device in a second. And it does an automatic setup of devices that are connected. So I'm just going to say yes. And we're going to set up our wireless connection now. Wireless connection is set up. And I can sign in with my Samsung account. For now, let's just continue on for now. Push up and down to adjust volume. Oh, so up and down. Up and down. So this button right here, you push it up and to raise the volume, and you can pull it down. So it's like a little rocker button, right? You can push up or down. That's pretty nice. Here's the menu, and you know, you just simply use your navigational buttons to navigate the screen, as you can see I'm pressing the left here. And all the apps are there, right? So you have your Samsung TV Plus, Netflix, Prime Video, Apple TV, we have Spotify, YouTube, Samsung Health, Internet, and Alexa. Those are all pre-installed. Now let's go over here to the home icon. Here is where you can go up here, you can set your notifications, right? But there are no notifications, so let's close that. And let's go to our privacy choices. Oh, one thing I wanted to show you here. So here's where you can set up your privacy choices. And I don't think I have any. Oh, there you go. So here you can easily manage your personal information and read our data policies and the T's and C's, blah, 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 blah. So that's where you can see your T's and C's of privacy policy if you want to read up on that and all that. And when you go back, you just press your back button here to get out of that. And yes, I want to exit. So say yes, exit. There you go. So using this remote is pretty intuitive. Back button's right there, home button, pretty cool. Let's see what apps you can actually get for your TV. Now we saw the Amazon Alexa, but there's other stuff as well. BG Time TV, MyTV.bg, DAZN, Disney Plus, Cineplex Store. All right, all these are here that you can actually use to customize your app menu at the bottom. And I can just press down and then you can see there's a lot more other apps here. See? So, you know, and this is familiar. If you have a relatively new Samsung TV, these apps all should look pretty familiar to you. So we have apps grouped by content. So music and radio, apps to kill time, smart view enabled, news and weather, smart life. It's quite a few here. And I'm just gonna look at two. Let's look at sports and see what type of apps they have here. So here are a couple of sports apps. So you have UFC, tennis TV, MLB, right? A couple of interesting ones. Stay home fitness. So right now, because of COVID, apps like these are pretty much, I would think, pretty important. Back button, this goes to games. You know, I love my games. Let's see if they've updated the library. Not made any major changes. Urban Ninjas there, I've seen that before. Lunar Land, Zebra Crossing. A couple of really nice games here. Quite a few. Tarmac Race. Any of you that remember like the good old classic Outrun, that's kind of similar to Outrun. Mortalion is similar to like Asteroids if you're into the back in time games. So there's a couple of games here. No big name titles obviously, but you know, pretty cool games to just pass the time and take advantage of the great graphics. And let's just look at one more. Let's look at lifestyle. Let's see what we have on the lifestyle. See, tons of apps here. Samsung Health, you know, more fitness ones here. There's some foreign apps as well here. So there's quite a few. Just wanted to show you a couple. Oh, and there's education. Let's look at this one. Oh, so Kiddies TV, Medcram, Toy Trains for You, Toy Stories. Right, so a couple of good ones here too. So let's press the home button. So I just wanted to show you some of the apps that you can download and put on your TV. But yeah, it's a pretty decent library. Now, if you want to really enjoy your TV as a picture viewing interface where you can actually look at pictures and look at your albums, you can go into something called ambient mode. So here's ambient mode. It actually changes your TV background, so it can actually blend with the, you can actually select colors to blend in with your wall decor, so that your TV actually, you're not really focusing on the TV, you're focusing more on the pictures. So here is where you can set your theme backgrounds, right? Beige, ivory, ash gray. So these are all the different typical colors that you would actually have your wall to be on, right? So my wall is actually kind of like a grayish color. Let's go with, I guess porcelain grays. Could be. I'm colorblind, so you must forgive me. But once you've actually kind of matched the color to your wall, you now forget about looking at the TV, because the TV kind of blends with the wall, and now you can really enjoy your albums and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna go back here, and I think there's some pre-installed artwork here, so we can actually see what I'm talking about. So let's look at this one. So here's an example of some art, and if I zoom out a bit, well, I don't have to zoom out, but it really, I guess the picture pops out more because I guess in this case you're looking at in this case the picture takes up the entire screen, right? But in a case where you do have albums where, like if I zoom out like that and you have albums where the picture doesn't take up the entire screen, the rest of the screen, the color is roughly the same color as your background wall, right? My physical wall. And the reason that's really cool is then you focus more on looking at the picture, right? It looks as though like you have a picture hanging on your wall, right? I think that's the best way I can explain it. But it's a pretty decent feature, especially if you really are into looking at your personal albums and stuff on your big screen TV. You put this into ambient mode, your TV you can actually match your TV's background to match the actual wall behind your TV. So the TV blends in with that wall. And as a result, when you look at your pictures pop out more and it can really give you a better viewing experience. So that's ambient mode, right? Now there's this really cool feature that Samsung has come up with where syncing or connecting your smartphone to your TV is as easy as a simple tap. You can technically tap this phone on the side of the TV, and if you're looking at pictures, if you're looking at video or a movie, it will automatically show on your TV screen. Now there's a couple things you need to do before that can work. One, you need to have a Galaxy device phone like this. This is a Galaxy Note 10 Plus, but the Galaxy phone has to have at least Android 8.1 installed. And in addition to that, you need to have the SmartThings app. This is the app here that's installed. And that SmartThings app has to be at least version 5.1. Now the SmartThings app does come pre-installed on most Galaxy phones that come out from Samsung, so that should be an issue. And when you turn it on, and it will automatically detect all of your equipment in the house. It's detected my smartwatch that's connected. It's detected the TV right here, the Samsung 8 series, that's TU8000. So once you have that set up and you have turned on the tap feature within the app, you do it through the settings. In the little settings, you go in here and you access and turn on the tap feature. That's it. And then when you're done, you can then enjoy content. You can easily, and when you're done, you can easily now sync your content. Now once you've set up you've enabled the tap feature within your SmartThings app, all you have to do is enjoy the tap feature. So what I'm going to do, for example, I'm going to open, so I have a video here that I'm looking at right now, and if I wanted to just play the video on my phone, so I'm actually playing this short video clip on my phone right now, but if I want to just sync it to my TV, all I have to do is tap. There you go, it works. Took me a couple of taps, but there you go. Oh, so start now? Yes, start now. And there you go. Alright, so when you tap, it took me a little while. I had to tap it a couple of times, but you heard that beeping sound, that little sound, and then I actually had to allow it to start syncing. And as you can see, the video is playing on my TV. Now, one thing to note, when it's playing on there, you don't see anything playing on your screen on your phone, right? So that's important to note. So once I'm done, I can just stop the video, and then I can, if I want to stop sharing, I can pause sharing. So I'm going to pause sharing. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to bring up some pictures, because I took some pictures as well. So if you wanted to do a slideshow, for example, and you wanted to show off some really cool pictures. Okay, so I have some pictures here. So I have some pictures that I want to share. So what I'm going to do is enable sharing, resume sharing. And right now we're sharing my picture gallery. And as you can see, I'm now syncing now. With videos, you couldn't see the video on the phone while it's on the TV. But with pictures, you can see the picture on both your phone and on your TV. Now obviously there's like a half a second lag between when I switch pictures, but you get the general picture, right? It's pretty easy to sync up, right? You just tap your phone on the side of the TV. So they say you can tap it along the top or along the side, right? And I would recommend, just to protect your phone, because I'm sure your phone is expensive like mine, get a nice thin screen, a thin case, right? And that's why I had to tap it a couple of times maybe, because my case might be a little bit thick. but still get a case so you don't want to damage your phone. But you can see it works pretty well, right? So that's the tapping feature. So just a quick recap, you have to have a Galaxy smartphone with at least Android 8.1 installed, and you have to use the Smart Things app, which usually comes pre-installed on Galaxy phones, and it has to be at least version 5.1. You go into that app, you enable the tap feature, and actually when you go into the app, it will detect all of your connected devices in the home, so it will automatically detect your TV, and if you have any other Samsung devices, as you saw, it detected my smartwatch as well. I don't have it on, but it's somewhere in the house. But that's it. And turn on the feature, and Smart View works pretty simple. So just to disable it, then when you're done, you can just press this little icon that's on the screen, a little blue icon. I can just say disconnect. As you can see, there you go. Right? So that is the tap feature. Pretty decent. Now some games like the Avengers just recently launched for the PS4 supports HDR. So here I am in the games setup page, and what I'm going to do is pretty much adjust the HDR until we can barely see that logo. So I'm just going to keep going here, press to the right until the logo is barely, almost invisible. I guess right there, because I can't get it. Yeah, I think that's it. So now press the left and right buttons now until the logo is almost invisible now, the dark settings. So let's keep going. And that's it right there. let's just do a quick recap of these features. So we talked about the crystal display, and that's where you have a wide range of colors that are optimized for color expression. You have the crystal processor 4K. That's a single 4K chip that orchestrates color and optimizes high contrast ratio and masters HDR. You have the three-side boundless design where we talked about the kind of near bezel-less design around those three sides of the TV, where your focus is on the picture and not the TV. And then we have that background feature that we talked about where you can go into ambient mode and actually have your TV kind of blend in with your wall, right? So you focus more on the TV. And that's great when you're watching, your favorite media and looking at your favorite video collection and your photo collection, more so than anything else. And then obviously we have the high dynamic range feature, HDR, where you get that huge spectrum of color and visual details, even when you have dark scenes. We talked about the game enhancer, where this can go into game mode, auto detect your game console, and optimizes your screen during gameplay. And it's hardly noticeable, but the input lag, it's pretty much minimal. You can hardly see anything, and it's great for gaming, as you can see. Now, the Samsung TU8000 is powered by the Tizen OS system, and it's a Samsung branded operating system. And when we did look at the ports, just to recap, it comes with 3 HDMI ports, 2 USB ports, 1 composite AV port, 1 Ethernet LAN port, 1 digital audio out port, and that's an optical one, and 1 RF in coax input. So that's for your cable TV or cable service or your satellite service. Now I did mention that this does support Bluetooth 4.2, and it also does support Wi-Fi as well, which is great for connecting to your home network in your home. So all in all, this is a pretty decent TV. It weighs a mere 11.6 kilograms. It has the 3 very, very thin bezels along the top and on the sides. And it's a great TV for playing games, as you saw from my PlayStation 4 demo. It's a great TV for just enjoying simple 4K content, be it via Netflix or Amazon Prime or any of those streaming services, right? That provide 4K content, or even if you have your own 4K content on your personal media, right? So for the price, the Samsung TU8000, with that really cool tap feature where you can tap your phone on the side, obviously it has to be a Galaxy phone with Android 8.1 installed, and you can easily sync your media to your TV, with a simple tap. And I really love the new remote control. It's a sleeker design, less buttons, and it's really optimized to help you search for your content, right? Be it just regular TV or personalized content, it's easily done through that remote control. So for the price, again, this is an affordable TV. Great for gaming, great for general media consumption. It's definitely a great buy. So if you're interested in learning more about this TV and you want to get it, there's a link below this video in the description, so check it out. And if you're interested in the predecessor to this, the TU7000, I did a video review of that as well. You can find a link below in the description as well for that TV. And that's generally it, guys. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed that last video. Now, if you liked this video and you liked it, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And if you subscribe to my channel, I'm appreciative of that as well. So thank you very much. So listen, there's going to be a lot more content coming out this year and beyond. I plan to be doing quite a few different types of reviews. And I'm also starting to do giveaways now, finally. So that being said, happy gaming and stay safe. Bye-bye.